Hi book besties. So I just finished Promise Me Not by Meagan and Brandy, which is book 2 in the AVIX U campus series. I think that's correct. I rated this book 5 out of 5 stars. This one was so freaking good, you guys. I demolished this in a day. Like 5 hours to be exact. It was so good. I couldn't put it down to save my life. And it had me feeling everything too. I'm pretty sure I was crying in this, and I was all like, Meagan, can you just stop making me bawl my eyes out for no freaking reason? I guess there was a reason, but I'm just gonna need you to stop making me want to cry the whole time. If you haven't read Say You Swear by Meagan and Brandy, I would definitely read that one before reading this one, because I don't think if you read this one first it would make sense. This one follows Mason and Peyton. Mason is one of the original 5 in the friend group. If you haven't seen my review video for the Say You Swear, please go check it out. I explain it a lot more in there. But Mason is Ariana's twin brother, which was the female main character in book 1. And Mason is this broody, bossy man. He is the undesignated friend group leader. Since Noah has graduated college, he is the new captain and quarterback of the AVIX U football team and is in love with Peyton. We'll just put it there. Peyton ends up joining the family friend group somehow. It's very confusing to me because there was a lot of names thrown at me in a short amount of time, and I was like, what? Peyton ends up joining her brother, who lives really close to where the OG5 have their beach house, and ends up coming when she's 16, and she's running away from her really terrible mom and running away because she just found out she's 16 pregnant. Her boyfriend's family hates her, and she doesn't tell her boyfriend that she's pregnant either. Eventually he finds out, her boyfriend finds out that she's pregnant and goes to find her, and eventually is forced to go back to his parents because he's only 16 as well, and eventually gets into a car accident and doesn't make it. And this is all before she has the baby. All within a couple months of each other. She runs away, he comes, finds her, perishes in a car accident. So she's only 4 months pregnant when all of this is happening to her. Mason has kind of always had a thing for her, even as soon as he saw her, he was yeah, she's gonna be mine kind of thing. Obviously with the boyfriend involved, it was he took a step back, obviously. But once everything happened, he was there for her and supporting her and being there for her as much as he could. Even with him at college, he was texting her, making sure she was okay, and then he was in the delivery room with her when the baby was born. So he's just honestly been there for her for everything. And in that time, she's kind of grown to love him in her own way. It takes her a second to realize that that's what it is. And they kind of start having a thing, but she's all I need time to grieve and stuff like that. And he's all I will be here. Just promise me that me and Deaton can still have a relationship. Deaton is the baby. Because he's kind of become attached like a dad would, someone who's been there to raise him. She promises that nothing's gonna change and she will still continue to text him and they can still call and he can still see Deaton. She pulls herself all the way back, and she ignores him, she avoids him, she doesn't answer his calls or his texts, and he can no longer see, he only sees Deaton when they're in a group setting. I just felt so bad for Mason because you could tell how much Mason was wanting that relationship with them, and how much her avoiding him and cutting him out of her life was affecting him. Don't worry, it ends in a happily ever after. Spoiler, sorry. I did love that this book went from where they're at now in their relationship, and how one chapter was them now, and then one chapter was them in the past. And it was now in July, later in July, now in November, later in November. It gave you the whole span of it, and I absolutely loved it. I just love getting to see how the relationship started, and the progression of it, and what actually happened between them and where they're going now. Chase is still public enemy number one in this book. Because there is a moment in here where you think Chase is going for Peyton because they're like hanging out all the time and he's bringing her things and she calls him when he needs her or when she needs him instead of calling Mason. And then it just, your heart just breaks for Mason in certain parts where you realize that like she called Chase instead of calling Mason when she needed somebody. And it was just like, how could you do that to my boy Mason? He's been there for you for everything and you call Chase? If you haven't read Promise Me Not by Meagan Brandy, I would go read both of these books. Say You Swear and Promise Me Not. So good, so worth it. I'm on to the third one, which honestly just came out a couple months ago, so I'm excited to get to it. I did see that she's already released who the fourth book's going to be about, so that one will be interesting, considering I do not like him right now. We will see what book number 3 holds. Go read it. Such a good book. Definitely check it out. But thanks for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.